I'm lacking symmetry. Enemy inside of me, believing I'm not fit to be the person with the perfect purpose, non-existent entity. Savage of this brain feels there wasn't birth on earth.
Hey everybody, my name's Glenn, also known as G-Bones. If you know me from my music, you probably know that I make quite dark music. I make a lot of Halloween songs, horror-based type music. And I'm here to tell you today that I've actually written a book. Now, this is called The Unmaking. This is like a psychological horror, more kind of like a psychological thriller / horror. It's the first book I've ever done, and I would really appreciate it if you go and check it out on Amazon. If you're a member of Amazon and have the Kindle package, you can actually get this for free on the Kindle, or if not, you can get it on Kindle for just $1.99, or you could get the paperback for $4.99. And I would really appreciate it if you just go and have a look. Thank you for listening to my message. Peace.
You don't wanna walk alone tonight. We will catch you in the pale moonlight. You don't wanna walk alone tonight.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Renegade Friday. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Casey, KingCanada.
And I'm Laura the Rookie.
And today we got Genesis up. So I don't really know anything about it. I'm assuming it has a rap title. So I'm assuming it's more hip hop. Maybe along the lines of Power or Losing It or...
I love Power.
Yeah.
I love both of them, actually.
I could be totally wrong. He might just be singing his heart out on this one. I have no idea. But I think I saw in comments people over like, when we do the rap, like the pure rap Red reactions, a lot of people mention this song, so I'm assuming it's along those lines.
Trippy.
It's a shorter one. So we're just going to do one little pause in the middle, talk a little bit, let it run through. And yeah, I'm excited to hear this. And if you guys haven't checked it out, we've done quite a few Ren reactions every Friday, and we also did the Token featuring Ren reaction that's going to be out on our YouTube already.
Yeah.
What an incredible song, and we are so excited to hear what he does with Webby and everything else in the near future.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things I heard that are coming up that I'm curious to see.
So let's go, Ren Genesis. You were just mentioning you were hungry.
When I'm by myself, I find my mind starts drifting somewhere else. It's not inside this dimension, it's definitely somewhere else. I wrestle with my thoughts, constant wrestle with my mental health. I'm put on life support, I've been put upon a higher shelf. My whole life I've been fighting. This cake, it don't have icing. These mantras I'm reciting, they're meant to keep me sane. I don't know if they're working, cerebral cortex hurting. Maybe it's all learning. Maybe it's cause life is a lottery, what's an anomaly. Sometimes it's riches and sometimes it's poverty. Sometimes your nerves have been fried by neuropathy, begging the surgeon to have a lobotomy. Honestly, I'ma speak honestly, life is ironically fucking me chronically. I have been ill in myself and it bothers me. License for killing myself, call me Connery. I'ma be straight with you now, I'ma go straight for the heart. People dilate in the dark, people dilate in the dark. No, I was late for the art, no, I was late for the art. Genesis rain and it rain with a start. Genesis pain in the art, Genesis aim for the heart. Genesis. When I'm by myself,
Continue on the second verse. Yeah, it was different than I thought it was going to be.
I like it, though.
Yeah, me too. I really like it. I love that breakup flow he did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can't even remember what he said, but man, I was so good. Different. Like, yeah, that was so well done. That was very creative. Just bouncing and dancing around the beat like that. And then he goes off into his topic, like everything he's kind of going through. And also that Sean Connery License to Kill line was really good.
Yeah.
James Bond. Yeah. But yeah, no, this is really good. This is, I love the beat, so I'm assuming he produced it all. And another one-take video. He does so well with those.
Yeah. I was caught on to the part when he was talking about the mantras that he says to himself. And he's like, I don't know if they're working. And he's just basically saying, like, because, like, life is, like, kicking my ass kind of thing. And I always found it fascinating because if there's one thing that I was always told as a child is what you verbally say out loud matters. Like your brain doesn't know the difference whether if it's true or not. So if you're saying like, man, my life is shit. Yeah. Your brain's now going to find ways to make that true, you know? Yeah. And same goes to just like, life is hard, but I'm trying to do better. Yeah. Your brain's going to start finding ways to be like, okay, well then, if you want to get out of it, you know what I mean?
You're bringing it into existence. There's a word for it. Exactly. I can't think of the word right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't like bring it out. But when you're like envisioning something, or you say it enough that it makes it reality.
It manifests.
Yeah, manifest. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, and I'm the artist. I can't even think of the word. But yeah, it's so true. And even he says, like, also, it's kind of like the luck of the draw. You can be born poor, you can be born rich, you can be born with an illness, you can be born, like when you said at the beginning. And it's so true.
But it also goes to show because, like, again, I'll just say this quickly and we'll move on. But I remember when I was a child, my childhood house, it was an old street that was slowly being developed. Like the houses would be torn down and then they rebuild like these big, like almost like mansion homes. Because it was just outside of Toronto, right? So it was like a very high demand spot. But there was always this one guy, we called him Noof, and he lived on the corner of our street. And this man must have been like 70 to 80, right? Like lived his life, had this tiny, tiny little house at the corner of our street, and it honestly, it looked like a shack that was like holding on by its last nails. That guy was smiling every damn day. He was so happy and content with his life because he overcame like so many things in his life where he was just then at peace.
People live simple.
It almost looked like he was, I'm not trying to be mean, but it almost looked like he was homeless living in this like abandoned home because that's how run down it looked. Yeah. But then you go and like he would come over and like he'd invite the parents over to his house to sit on his lawn for a beer and like he'd be waving and like he was content, and it's just when you look at him you're like, wow, you must be pretty down, eh? Like you must be pretty depressed for how your life looks. And he was like by far the happiest guy in that street. And so it just goes to show that even though you might be dealt like a shit hand, doesn't necessarily mean that that's like how like the value of your life or how it's meant to unfold. Yeah,
well, materials don't bring you happiness. And how materials and money don't bring you happiness.
It was just
he was content with life. Yeah. He was just happy with life in general. Yeah. That's a cool story. I didn't know about that. Yeah, we'll continue this on. That was a good story. I think you might have told me that story before, but yeah. Hold on, before I pause, do you ever know what happened to him? Like, well, I'm assuming this was a long time ago.
He eventually passed of old age.
But did he stay there the whole time?
Yeah, my parents went to his funeral. And,
oh, nice. Okay.
And then, like, he was very into model cars.
Okay, yeah.
And it turned out he didn't have any children or anything at the time. Or I don't know if, like, they were disconnected or whatever, but... And then it turns out, like, there were certain people who actually got to keep a little model car that he liked to do. And then some of the people, like my dad, like, he bought a model car to, like, put in the...
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a little trade thing. And, yeah, that's cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself, I find my mind starts drifting somewhere else. It's not inside this realm of thought, it's definitely somewhere else. Wage war upon my demons, I've been knocking on the gates of hell. A heretic, a heathen, I've been screaming in this padded cell. It's pain making my pain waking, it's painstakingly cold. My soul aching, my bones breaking when holding on to control. Wrap yellow tape round the body shape, put the body in the bag, zip close. It's malignant, it's mutating, it's such a sight to behold. Let me be real for a second. Tongue is a gun, it's a weapon. Reload, blah blah, that. Beast mode, Armageddon. Get 'em. Let me take the wheel for a second. Hit a hoop, like Shaquille O'Neal with aggression. Regroup with a 3-point steal, succession. Switch swoop, and I'm making them feel the profession. Making them feel the profession, making them feel the profession. Time is the author, the lesson. Time is a murderous weapon. Time is a curse and a blessing. Time is confined in the eye of my mind. It reminds me that life is just slipping right by. Take my piece of the pie and I'm feeding on wine that I'm freedom in rhyme to defy my depression. I'ma be straight with you now. I'ma go straight for the heart. People dilate in the dark. People dilate in the dark. Never was late for the art. No, I was late for the art. Genesis, rain in the rain with a start. Genesis, pain in the art. Genesis, aim for the heart. Genesis.
That was a really good song.
Yeah,
That's like along the lines of what was it? Like Seven Sins we reacted to, kind of like that.
Yeah.
A little bit of vibe to it.
Yeah.
That was really well done. I love like your pupils dilate in the dark, and people dilate in the dark, and that's so true. But really well done. That was cool.
Absolutely. And then just kind of adding what you said there, like I'm always thinking like the pupils dilating in the dark so it can see better in the dark,
see
right?
the light, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like what a cool, like interesting concept of.
It's almost like knowing both sides. Like we always say, everybody in life has to experience pain to know what happiness is, right? Or to know what love is.
Duality.
You have to experience heartbreak. You got duality. Exactly. That's almost what. In order to see the light, you need your eyes to dilate in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like to kind of go on, like I don't want to bring on toxic positivity either, right? Like he was going on in the things of, you know, like dealing with all this pain and like absolutely that is so hard to try to look at the other side. But I also like the part when he said like your tongue is a weapon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what you do tell yourself matters. So maybe in the point, like it might be so hard, but maybe when you can't crawl in bed because you're in so much pain, maybe the only thought is I'm feeling pain because I'm alive.
Yeah.
And like it could be as simple as that, you know, like I'm alive, so that's all I need to know, that I need to keep going. Because there's a lot of people who unfortunately weren't even given that option to fight, you know? Or
to at least spread a message out or word out, like about like how he's doing, you know? Like you said, a lot of people can't, like it sucks to be in that pain, but it's also kind of like the duality of life, that he knows the struggle, and like all of you guys, just the Red community, the fact that like what he's done for you guys emotionally, mentally, like there's almost a reason like why he suffered. I know it sounds like horrible to say, no one should suffer.
No, I get
but
that.
Like but he's doing it like right. There can be he's experiencing life in a different way than somebody who's just a massive risk taker, has no value for life at all.
Yeah.
He's like seeing it so different than somebody who's had like everything handed to them. Always been a clean bill of health. I'm gonna go jump off mountains. I'm gonna do this, and then an accident happens. Life is kind of snatched away.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
Really well done. That was great.
Yeah. It goes to show that it's just so fascinating on kind of pinning off the duality when you're saying like, you know, like he didn't. I don't know how to say it without it like sounding like I'm being like kind of like a dick, but it's just your pain has purpose.
Yeah.
And whether like you can see it or not, it's meant for your journey. And part of it probably is so that you can connect to the right people. So that you can, like, because I truly believe that everyone is meant to say their own story, right? That's how you bring connection. That's how you bring experience. And I don't know. It's just, it's not, like, again, I don't want to be toxic positivity because we've been through that, but it's just like, it's not just pain. Like there's a reason for it, you know, like you're meant to grow and you're meant to evolve, or you're meant to like tell your story. If you don't know how to evolve, you're meant to like look for help. And so,
well, you said your pain has a purpose, right? What I thought is, for all women, you guys make life, and that's painful as hell. Your pain, that's probably the most brutal pain ever, is like pregnancy or childbirth at that moment. But that pain has a purpose, and it's to give life to something else, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like,
that's a phenomenal way to do it. But like in the time when like that's happening, you're it's probably hard to try to think.
I know,
like,
exactly.
Like, oh my gosh,
it's so impossible to think like that, but it did have a purpose.
Yeah.
Like girls go through it with all that. Like some can go bad too for the woman giving birth. So many different ways of doing it, but Yeah.
And, like, just to add one more little sprinkle of it too, when we were talking about, you know, like we don't know people's pain and everything like that, and like how your word or how your tongue is like a weapon. It also can be like a key. Like you could just take one moment where like you see someone at the gas station, you're just like, you know what, that shirt looks good on you. That color looks phenomenal on you. And like you
I said I think girls that get pepper spray.
But like I even had that comment, like someone, like a couple of you guys said that, like, you know, you liked me in purple, and
purple out,
it was something so little for you but meant so big for me. And like, so you also don't know what your kind words can do. Like you can just have like take a moment of patience for someone and be like, that's their issue, like that's their energy, it wasn't meant to be mine. But I can at least like wish them well or wish them a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing that sucks is like when you do that, you don't get to see the positive ripple effect of that.
Yeah, because I've been in the comments, people told me I have a big head. I'm just assuming they're saying I'm smart. So thank you for those beautiful comments. It really touched me. No, just kidding. But no, yeah, it's totally true. Just the littlest thing you can do, ripple effect. So you say paying it forward, even with money, anything. Like money stuff is really hard to get money, but just a little compliment. If somebody gives you one, the next person you see, give them one. Pay it forward. But yeah, we're gonna let you guys go though. Ren Genesis, another Renegade Fridays. You guys are the best. We'll see you guys next Friday for sure. I was KingCanada Casey.
I'm Laura the Rookie.
And until next Friday, guys, take it easy.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Independent, filling all the seats, independent, summon all the heat, independent, BTB, we are tremendous, team on the rise, insurrection, game won't deny the insurrection, crew has arrived, insurrection, Casey's time, an insurrection, breaking all the